Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Group carpet Ohaeneze over attack on Uwazuirike. Group carpet Ohaeneze over attack on Uwazuirike. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. A pro-democracy group, National Alliance for Democratic Governance (NADG), has condemned what it described as unwanted attacks on the founder and leader of movement for the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra, MASOB, and the Biafra Independent Movement, BIM, Chief Ralph Uwazuirike, over his support for the presidential ambition of Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. The group wondered why Igbo politicians who have no respect for their opinion leaders should be supported, while those outside Igbo land who honored them with consultation visits should be disregarded by Southeast leaders, whom they visited just because an Igbo son or daughter who pretends that they do not exist is contesting for elective position. NADG therefore urged Ohaeneze Indigbo and others who were critical of the action of Chief Uwazuirike to properly guide and advise Igbo politicians to respect their opinion leaders, market women, and youth leaders if they need their support. The group, in a statement signed by its national coordinator, Comrade James Ezema, said it was unfortunate that the Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization has turned itself to a political regulatory organization for the Southeast and now infringing on the people's fundamental right to associate. The statement read in part, inasmuch as Indigbo, ahead of the 2023 general election, are agitating for a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction as part of a visible remedy for the long years of marginalization of the Southeast in particular and the Old Eastern region as a whole. It is undemocratic for Ohaeneze Indigbo or any individual for that matter to decide for another Igbo son or daughter one to associate with, if indeed Uwazuirike has long ago lost relevance in Igbo land, as the group claimed. Why is Ohaeneze Indigbo complaining about such a person? The Ohaeneze Indigbo has, by its outburst against Uwazuirike, manifested the age-long lack of understanding of grassroots politics by most Igbo politicians who disregard their home front in pursuit of national political relevance. How many Igbo sons who are contesting for president have visited major Igbo stakeholders like Uwazuirike and others? Has any Igbo presidential aspirant consulted international figures like former Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations, Chief Emeka Ayaoku? We have many prominent Igbo sons like the former chieftain of the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, Chief Ralph Obioha, and a staunch Igbo defender like Chief Willie Ezugu, who is a traditional ruler and the Secretary General of Nigerian Political Parties, CNPP, and the National Coordinator of the Southeast Revival Group, SERG, among several other ranking Igbo's opinion leaders. Who among the so-called Igbo aspirants visited them in the course of their consultations? Recall that Governor Yahaya Bello recently visited Chief Uwazuirike at his country home in Imo State to seek his support for the presidency. How many of those presidential aspirants of Igbo extraction have visited Uwazuirike to inform him of their plans to run for president? Besides, Peter Obi, who visibly declared for president at a meeting with his traditional rulers and opinion leaders within his constituency, who among Igbo contestants for president has visited traditional rulers, political elite, market women leaders, or youth leaders in the southeast. It is lack of understanding of grassroots politics that has led to such gross neglect of Igbo opinion leaders by presidential aspirants of Southeast extraction. Yet, when honor given by outsiders to these opinion leaders is returned, groups like Ohaeneze Indigo will kick against rather than properly advising Igbo politicians to remember their home front if Igbos want to be united in reclaiming their lost grounds in the post-Civil War Nigerian politics. Why should Chief Uwazuirike, who merely reciprocated a gesture by Governor Yahaya Bello, be verified as if Indigo are not seen Yoruba presidential aspirant, consulting their traditional rulers and opinion leaders in the southwest, while Igbo aspirants neglect their own? To my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. And please do drop by the comment section and let's know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.